Because there was a correct diagnosis.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on Saturday met with key presidents of students from public universities in Uganda who expressed commitment to join him in the fight against corruption in Uganda.
And appreciate.
If you really have a point, come and we discuss, we can solve this.
Media and politics are not just intertwined, but we're very symbiotic in nature.
In his address to the student leaders, President Museveni advised the youth that they should not be stuck by the idea that the government should provide them with jobs, saying such a position is not right since the government has limited jobs in the public service.
Where do the jobs come from? It seems one of your people is saying there are many rooms in my father's house. That means he's stuck to the idea of government being the one to give jobs. But this is not a correct position, because how can the government have jobs to employ all these Ugandans? Because you know the jobs, the government jobs are well known.
Mr. Museveni also urged the youth to differentiate between development and wealth creation.
All these roads we are building, they belong to everybody. And we can keep on pushing the development of infrastructure. But if you don't grasp the issue of the difference between development and wealth creation, of Gaga, in fact, in our local language it is even better, because the development is Enkula Kulana, but wealth is of Gaga. And we always advise you that what comes to your house is of Gaga, not Enkula Kulana.
President Museveni informed the youth that Uganda is moving forward despite a few challenges like corruption.
There's corruption, there's no proper distribution of wealth, but the economy is growing. Why? Because of a correct analysis.
He explained that the country is progressing because of the correct ideology of the National Resistance Movement government.
The source of jobs is wealth creation. The majority of the jobs must come from wealth creation. The youth, if you say just youth, you are not going to go very far. You better understand the political economy of society.
President Museveni also assured the youth that the government is at the forefront of fighting corruption.
I would want to advise you that if you really want to make a contribution, study ideology. It's good that you want to go to Chankwanzi, because it is in Chankwanzi where they take you through what we call political economy.
However, Mr. Museveni informed the youth that the government saved their lives when it stopped them from demonstrating during the planned march to parliament protests. He explained that some opposition bad elements who work for the foreign interests were planning to cause harm on the protesters and blame it on the government.
Policymakers are not in contact and all that. That the youth are marginalized in short. They are not cared about. But we were aware of all this.
The State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Honorable Balombo Rugahara, thanked the President for entrusting him and Colonel Edith Nakalema to mobilize and bring harmony among the youth.
Thank you very, very much for entrusting us with work, and we should pledge not to disappoint you. Let us always find a quarterly, maybe annual meeting for these youth leaders. Wunsa, like you heard, Okot is a brilliant man.
Your Excellency, the youth group of our population constitutes the backbone on which our economy must rely to drive socio-economic transformation with innovative ideas. May I therefore take this opportunity to commend Your Excellency and your government for pressing the interests of the youth at the core.